And hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Alright, so today we will be continuing with this database right here. Now today we will be learning about the AND, OR, and NOT operator. Of course, if you don't understand something or you want more details, feel free to go check it out on MySQL, because I am teaching it from there, just in my own way. Now, what are AND, OR, and NOT operators used for? Well, you can use them with things such as where. You know, we've talked about where. It's like select star from customers. If you want to know what tables there, it's like this. So I can actually just click here and it will automatically select it for me. And I can be like where, and we can like go customer ID is more than, let's say, 10. If I say run SQL, then all the people with a customer ID of more than 10 is going to appear here. So yeah, basically, and just remember your semicolon. If you actually use this, if you don't use that in a real environment, then it could cause errors. But anyways, this will just basically display to filter down. Now, AND, OR, and NOT is used to filter down even more, because sometimes you need to filter down with a lot more, and you know, so we know by now it's basically select and then the column you want, and then the table name, then it's where, and then the condition you want. But now you can add multiple conditions. So now let's say customer ID customer ID is more than 10, and however you want it, it doesn't really matter. It can be lowercase or capital case, and we can say customer ID is less than 15. Now if we run this, as you can see, it only returns all of the rows with a customer ID between 10 and 15. But of course you have the between keyword, which we'll be covering later, which allows you to do this without having to do this specifically. You can also go like instead of customer ID, you can go city, and let's say is equal to London, and then we can just say run, and then everyone with a customer ID of more than 10 and it lives in London will now be returned. So yeah, that's basically way. So both conditions have to be met in order for something to be returned, and that's where OR comes in. You can always go like OR, and then basically it just says their customer ID either has to be more than 10, or they can come from city, or they can come from London. I'm just going to change this to less than, let's make it 20, just to filter down a little bit too much. So their customer ID has to be either less than 20, or they can come from the city of London. Or actually, let's make it less than 10, just to make it easier. And if you run this, then as you can see, if it's less than 10, then it's going to be returned. And then from over 10, if they live in London, then it's also going to be returned. So OR is basically, it's either this or this. And then you have NOT. So then you can do something like, if customer ID is, let's say it's more than 10. But then you can also do something like NOT. And then just do this. And it will basically say, okay, if the customer ID is not more than 10, or the city is London, then return it. So it's going to go up until 11, it seems. Because if the customer ID is not more than 10, meaning 1 up until 9 is automatically accepted, or the city is London. So you can see all of the people that live in London is being returned. Yeah, I don't know what's returning 11. Oh, 11 lives in London, that's why. And 10 is not more than 10, that's why 10 is being returned. So yeah. Now, of course, you can make this go over more fields if you want. So you can like just cover this in entire thing in brackets, then this whole NOT will cover everything in here. So that's a very quick explanation, actually. I think I can actually go a little bit more difficult way of doing things. Just to show you how difficult it can get. Then we can go where. We can just start it over, where, and we can say country is equal. Oh wait, we did already do Berlin. Oh wait, then we can go Germany. And if we run this, it's going to return all of them with the country of Germany. So now I just did that so I can find out what everything else is in Germany. Then we can do something such as and then in brackets, I'm going to say city is equal to, and we can actually just copy from here actually. I don't have to say actually that many times though, but, and we can say also or city is in, and whatever this is. Come on, select it. There we go. Now let's quickly run this, then I'll explain what's going on here. Oh wait, that's why it didn't return extra. There we go. Just remove that tab. And here we go, actually it just returns 2. But anyways, what we're saying is, select from where the country is Germany. So this one is mandatory. The country cannot be anything else. The country has to be Germany. And then there is and this bracket right here. So then it's either if the city is Berlin or the city is Mannheim. I don't know. So if the city is either Berlin or Mannheim, then it will return it. But the country has to be Germany. And it has to follow one of these conditions. So or is if only one of the conditions has to be true, and this is both conditions has to be true. And since this is in brackets, this counts as one condition, and then in here, in this one condition, there are 2 conditions. So just take note of that. This might have been a bit difficult. If you didn't understand something, again, I'm telling you, please go and check out on WeSchools. You can just let you go to the and, or, and not. Also talking about not, what if we made not here? What then? So basically, it just says, okay, if the city is either Berlin or Mannheim, then you shouldn't return it. But if the city is anything else, then it can be returned. So this is one of the more difficult ones you'll see. But yeah, so yeah, go check it out. It's under the and or not section. So if we just go here, you can see and or not. You just go here to WeSchools, and it should be easy. And then if you want more practice though, right now you should have enough skills to go to Code Wars. And here you can just say something such as SQL and go to fundamentals. So you now have enough skills to actually go to Code Wars and do SQL fundamentals. This will help you practice your SQL and help you learn more about it and stuff like that. So yeah, but thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed and understood most of what I talked about today, and see you all in the next video.